All right, what's up, guys? Chocosura here, and we're back with another Secret of Mana Randomizer Seed of the Week. This is number 253, and for this week, you guessed it, we've got another Mana Tree Revival Seed. Seems that Marabot is pumping out Mana Tree Revival Seeds like candy, and there's seemingly no end to it. I know it's like a 50-50 chance whether we get a Mana Tree Revival Seed or a Vanilla Long Seed, but it just likes to make Mana Tree Revival Seeds. I don't know. We as runners are at the mercy of the Marabot when it comes to these weekly seeds. So it can give us anything. But anywho, we have 12 flags for this weekly seed, starting off with restrictive logic as always. We have hints disabled, so we will not have access to any of the hints this run, aside from the Nestleberry, if we can get to the Witch's Castle, that is. But other than that, no hints. We also have vanilla bosses and vanilla shops. It is what it says. All the bosses will be in their vanilla locations. All of the armor is going to be sold at their vanilla shops, so we know what's going to be sold where. We know where all the bosses are, so we don't have to worry about that. We also have starter gear enabled for this seed as well, so the characters are going to come in with all three pieces of the weakest gear instead of just one. We also have allow locked items turned on for this seed as well, so we do have to keep this in mind because the seed could say you will not get access to this. When it comes to certain items, you cannot get to them at all if they are locked out of the seed. And since we have no hints, we won't get any idea of what's locked out. So we kind of want to check everything as far as freebies is concerned. And locked items can pertain to characters, elemental spirits, miscellaneous items, weapons, mana seeds rather. So any of those can potentially be locked out of the seed, which will render them inaccessible. We also have start with one and find the other. This basically means we get to start with two characters instead of just one. And in turn, we get to start off with two weapons instead of just one. So we will start off with the boy because there is no specified starting character. So yeah, we start off with the boy, and then at the sword pedestal, we will get our second character. And then the third character is on a check somewhere. No chest drops. It is what it says. The enemies will not be dropping chests this run. So money could be pretty tight depending on if we find any free money anywhere. MP restore at level up is disabled. Now this is a flag that needs to be respected because every time we level up, you usually get your MP refilled, but we will not have that enabled this seed. So it's basically like vanilla. You will not have your MP refilled after every level up. So we kind of have to play around that. We'll have to make use of ends. We'll have to make use of fairy walnuts more often. We'll have to make use of Luna if we can find her somewhere. So we will have to keep this in mind. Faster weapon leveling is also disabled as well. So the weapon experience is basically going to be set to their vanilla values this run. Enemy stat growth increased after bosses. It is what it says. The enemy stats will not increase until we start killing bosses. So we can take level ups from normal enemy mobs and it will not influence the enemy levels whatsoever. So they will remain level 1 until we kill one boss, and then they'll start scaling up. And last but not least, we need 7 seeds to complete the run. Let me note that in the tracker. 7 seeds completed. 7 seeds needed to complete the run. All right, so yeah, with these flags, this could potentially be a rude seed, depending on what's locked out, depending on what's where, depending on if we find any money early or not. So we'll see. All right, let's get started. 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, starting off with the boy. And as I mentioned earlier, we will get another character once we get to the sword pedestal down here. And then they will come with the weapon as well. So here's hoping we start off with like a cutting weapon and a whip. Here's hoping. Okay, that's a javelin. And that's a girl, and that's a whip. Okay, so we did get the whip at least. That's good. Alright, strength thunder on the jab, beast agility fire on the whip. Not bad. Not bad at all. Okay, so strength and thunder on the javelin means I want to pick a fight with the Mantis Ant. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna come in here, grab our first check, and then we'll drop a save and see what's at Mantis Ant. And the reason we want to pick a fight with Mantis Ant now is because we have a thunder weapon with strength on it, so he's gonna go down pretty darn quickly. Not to mention we have Prim helping us out. Oh, she's gonna try and help us out anyway. Got him? Yep. Dead? One more. She got the last hit. Alright, Prim. She did help out a bit with those 13 damage whip strikes. Alright, sword orb, glove orb. We are not interested in that, so we're just going to reset out of that. Alright, so we have no hints. And the shops are vanilla, so we are going to go straight to Moogle Village here. And since it is locked items, we want to do a full freebies run. We want to locate everything that we can. Because obviously we do not know what's locked out of the seed. And there won't be any hints telling us. Alright, sword up there. And the bow. I'll go ahead and take a look at that real quick. Strength and confuse. I'm actually going to go ahead and give that to her. Because it's a stronger weapon than her whip, for one thing. And two, she can kill enemies on the way as I'm making checks, I guess. Or as I'm running through areas. And as I said earlier, killing mobs right now doesn't matter because they won't influence the enemy levels at all. Okay, Lumina on Mara. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and loot the Empire. Again, we don't need to check the shop. We just go straight to the castle and get these free chests. Alright, we got wolves. Thank goodness we have starter gear. Alright, sword orb. And, ooh, okay, glove is nice because now what we can do, dragon agility slow. We're going to actually put these on. She killed that. Alright, so are we getting full experience? I think we are. I kind of want to kill this for the full XP. Okay, so now that we just hit level 2, we're going to be getting half weapon experience. The reason I'm using the glove here is because I want to try and get it to level 1 so we can do the outer logic checks. Now, you don't need to have a level 1 glove to do the glove skip, but it makes it a heck of a lot easier to do it. So that's why we want to get it to level 1. So it'll take less time. Potentially take less time. Alright, so each kill that we make with the boy anyway is going to get 4 weapon experience. And each kill that Prim gets will get us 2 weapon experience. So we're sitting at what, 30 something? 53. Okay, more than I thought. So we're a little bit more than halfway there. Okay, she gets that. I'll try to keep count here. So 55, 59. 61. Spear warp. Warp out. We check the back chest. Again, we want to check everything here. It is locked items. $63, $67, $69, $73, $75. Her weapon just went up there. $77, no, $79, $81. I should be at 81. Let me check. Oh, 79. Okay. 83, 85. $89, $91, $93, $97. Oh, never mind. It went up. Okay. I must have miscounted somewhere. All right. Anyway, our glove is level 1 now, so we can do the out of logic checks a bit easier. Alright, just a spear up there, unfortunately. So we're just gonna rope out. Trying to think what my route is going to be after this. I'm thinking Ice Country, Santa's House, Ice Palace, Lighthouse, Sunken Continent, Grand Palace Chest. Check Sunken City Chest out of Logic, Tasnica, Turtle Isle, Fire Palace orb checks. I might throw Moon Palace orb check in there as well. And then Matango, unless I find something that changes that, like an axe or something. Ah, she ran that way. Unfortunate. All right, so we're not finding too much so far. We found Lumina. And we found the glove. That's about it. Okay, $400. We take that. Uh, yeah, we stay the course here. Sunken Continent. We check Grand Palace chest first, then we check the Sunken City chest out of logic, since we have the gloves. And then we go to Tasnica after that. And hit up the western half of the world. We're earning a little extra gold as well with each of these kills. I think at level 1, enemies give like 4 gold. Okay, Wind Seed is actually pretty nice. Because that means we can open up the free magic grind spot early. So Wind Palace might be one of the first checks I do. Alright, just the boom orb. Is this even randomized? I'm actually thinking of throwing out 2 lucent beams on this enemy in here. Just to get 72 experience on Lumina. And get her on her way to level 1. I'm thinking about doing that. Okay. Alright, so Lumina needs 1 more cast to get to level 1. Okay, Salamando's there. That's nice. So now we have Fire Bouquet as an option. We're going to go ahead and check these orbs here. Okay, that's a gnome. Alright, Prem, kill this for me. Good job, baby girl. Alright. So we're gonna go ahead and hop the wall here. Grab this chest out of logic. If I can get up here. There we go. We can go ahead and swap back to the javelin too, since we don't need the glove anymore. The glove has served its purpose. Alright, there's $1,000 out of logic, of course. We don't have gnome in this sprite. Okay, that's Luna. Alright, so Gnome and Luna blocking Fire Palace right now. We'll go ahead and check out Moon Palace while we're at it. Again, for the information. Okay, Salamando. We do have Salamando, but we don't have the Moon Seed. So that's good to know. If we find the Moon Seed, we can make that check. Alright, so let's see. Matangos are next up. And I think we can go ahead and pick up some armor here too. We did just pick up $1,000 in the Fire Palace. So we might as well pick up some armor here. Alright, spear up there. I don't know if I have enough for 2 fancy overalls though. I'll see. I don't know if I do. I do want one for the boy though. Grab this. Grab this. Let me sell. I should have enough after I sell. Keep those. Sell this. Yeah, we'll have enough for sure. Go ahead and sell that too. And we'll get one for the girl. I'll go ahead and upgrade our armor a little bit. We'll just sit on these for a bit. Alright, so I want to go to Gaius Naval here. And then we check girl. I don't know if I should check girl or not. I mean, I could. I might as well though. Alright, Glove Orb. We just hit level 4. Do you get 9 MP at level 4? I don't think you do. No, it's level 5. Damn. I was hoping she got 9 MP at level 4. I should probably make a chart in the newbie guide as well. Alright, Axe Orb. Okay, Lumina for that. We have Lumina. So Earth Palace is accessible, but not in logic right now. Okay, Bose Orb. Honestly, you know what? This might be a big brain play, what I'm about to do. I'm actually going to activate this. I can't though, so never mind. That wasn't a big brain play. I was thinking I had MP for that, but I don't. Okay, so here's what I was thinking. I was thinking since I have 1 cast of Lumina left to get to level 1, I was thinking of using it there. But I can't, so. Alright, let's get out of here. So we wasted about, what, 15 seconds there. Although What I probably should have done there was cast Lucent Beam before flaming out. I think that's what I should have done there. And that way I could get my MP back. What are we at, 72? Half of 36 is 18. 72 plus 18 is, what, 90? It still won't go up. Okay. Alright, Dark Seed on Girl, which is actually nice. Nah, let's just go. Well, I should have casted Lucent Beam before I left Guy's Navel. Damn, that was a misplay. Because what I could have done was cast that Lucent Beam, and then it'll hit level 1. I sleep in Pandora and get my MP back. And then I would have 2 level 1 Lucent Beams to use on this boss instead of just 1. But that's just my fault. Alright, anywho, let's just kill this boss. Ah. There we go. Yep. I think 2 level 1 Lucent Beams would have just flat out killed it. I don't know. Maybe not. Alright, so we get a Boom Orb. We're level 5. Prim has 9 MP now. She should. So Freebies is done. 1600 gold and a bow up there. Freebies is done. So I think what I want to do here is do a full early game clear. Okay, that went up. We'll get Salamander on its way to level 1 with this. Pretty sure we bouquet here. There we go. Alright. Level 2 Salamander, level 2 Lumina. We go to Pandora Ruins. Does Wall Face die to 2 Lucent Beams, though? I don't think it does. A 9 out of 10, it doesn't die. Especially since I don't have an int weapon. I'm just doing a little thinking ahead here. Let's see. 2 Lucent Beams is 61 spell power times 2. That's 122. Versus 3 Fire Bouquets at 43 spell power apiece. 43 times 3 is what, 129? So we're talking about a 7 spell power difference that favors Fire Bouquet. There's also the chance that one of those spells rolls low as well. I mean, we can try 3 Fire Bouquets. So 3 Fire Bouquets, swap to Girl after the 3rd one, start charging, and maybe we can kill before it casts Cure Water. Alright, let's try it. All right, 130. 130. Oh, okay. We rolled good. All right. We actually rolled good there. Because I was thinking one of those fire bouquets was going to roll low and then the boss wouldn't die. Which means I'd have to smack it a couple of times. But we rolled good numbers on those fire bouquets. Thank goodness. Alright, Bow's Orb and Sword Orb. Okay. I could pick up a couple of power wrists here. I could. It wouldn't be a terrible idea. But I don't think I need them all that bad, honestly. Because we're kind of, I mean, we're really leaning on Prim to carry this early game for us with Salamander and Lumina. Also, thank goodness we got that Dark Seed from Girl before fighting that boss, because otherwise we'd have to deal with level 1 spells, and we sure as hell wouldn't have killed then. Okay, there's the Moon Seed. 200 bucks. Bow Orb and Boom Orb. Okay. What is my next play here? I think it's Gaia's Navel. Gaia's Navel bosses. So, Dwarf Village. I'm surprised I couldn't land at that spot. I could fish for an int weapon in the glove or the whip, maybe. I don't think it's all that necessary, though. I do want to refill MP, though. I also need to start saving my money for fairy walnuts later on. Because we don't know if the sprite is locked out of the seed or not. Okay, Tropical should die to 3 of these, right? $97. Okay. And Kilroy should be the same. He should die to 3 fire bouquets as well, especially since the next fire bouquet spikes level 3. And then the next 2 fire bouquets after that will be level 3. All right, Midge Malice, 1,600 bucks. Yeah, we keep that. Alright, so we check Kilroy, see what's there. Again, we're just gonna burn him up with Fire Bouquet. $113. $143. He should die here. Yeah. Okay. Doing a lot of math on this seed. Spell math. Alright, Jav Orb, Axe Orb, no thanks. Alright, so I think we're open out of here, right? Alright, I guess we're going to Undini's cave. Again, we want to just full clear early game. As much of it as we can anyway. We still can't get to Witch's Castle without a cutting weapon. And I guess I'm using the Dwarf Village save point as a pivot because I don't feel like saving that Nico here. Alright, Tonpole should die to 2 of these, I think. Yes. Alright, Whipboard. Now, what's interesting about this check is we do get a free MP heal right here. Nothing... Ooh, okay, Water Seed though. Water Seed is actually really good because now we can just straight out check that right now. Since we are literally right here. We don't have a save, but it's fine. Okay, Jabberwocky should die to 2 of these as well. We're gonna throw 3 though. For the spell experience. So Salamando should be 1 spell away from level 4. Should be. If my math is right. Lumina's still level 2. Whatever's here, I think I just have to keep it. Oh, okay, yeah, we're most definitely keeping that. Alright, Sprite and 1400 gold. Sprite came with a sword, which is actually excellent timing because now we can do Witch's Castle. Alright, intelligence on the sword. However, let me heal up first. Heal my MP. There we go. Alright, first thing we want to do before we go to Witch's Castle is we want to get some armor on the Sprite because the enemies are like level 9 and Sprite is level 1. We don't want these level 9 enemies beating on our level 1 Sprite. So we want to go to Kakara, but first we check Moon Pedestal because now we have the seed. We have Salamando. We can get inside and make this check. Alright. I think I'm just using Prem's Fire Bouquet to activate this, right? I think I am. She should be 1 spell away from level 4. Should be. Or maybe not. Okay, she's 2. My math was wrong. Now she's 1 spell away. Anything here? Whip Orb? Nothing. Okay, you know what, Prem? Just cast this. There you go. And we whip out. Now it's level 4. Alright, so flame me out. We go to Kakara, get some armor for the Sprite. Or for everybody, really. I should have like 5,000 gold. Should. If my math is right, I should have 5,000 something. Yeah. Okay, so start with these. Because I do need better armbands. I don't want to sit on wristband forever. Golden Vest is probably out of my price range, so we get 2 of these. And then we get 3 of these. And I'm most likely gonna purchase a couple of walnuts as well. Yeah, we'll do that right now. I'll get 2. Actually, let me get some herbs too, just in case. Just in case. Okay, boy has to keep that. Wrong direction. Alright, so we're gonna go to Witch's Castle after this. I'm trying to think. Lumina's still level 2. Can we kill Spiky Tiger with 2 level 2 Lucent Beams? I don't think so. I would have to grind it to like level 3, I think. I don't want to do that though. We're just going to keep going. If worse comes to worse, we can just melee the thing's HP down after that. Or use a walnut. I do have 2 walnuts. Sprite Salamander's level 0, which is actually fine right now since Spiky Tiger's Spiky Tiger has resistance to fire. So I think we just rely on Prem for this one. Someone's getting stormed. Okay. You're okay, girlie. Try to get a couple levels on the Sprite as well, if I can. Honestly, what I might do is just throw fire spells at this boss anyway with the Sprite just to get experience on Salamander. I might just do that. Okay, I actually want to kill these guys because they can cast Blaze Wall, and I don't need that. I don't need that mess happening right now. Dead. All right, let's see what this Necroberry says. Sylphid in a chest. All right, so we've already opened the majority of chests already. So I think there's what, 6 left. There's 2 here. There's the 2 left in Fire Palace, and then there's 2 in Light Palace. Okay, Prim, I want you to swap weapons with Sprite here, and then I want you to cast. Yeah, 51 damage is a good start. Yeah, 400. See if I can keep him here. Hit him. Good job. Good job, guys. Swap back. Okay, so that worked out well because we didn't have to use a walnut. And I didn't have to power level Lumina for that. All right. So Lumina should be halfway to level 3. Alright, Glove Orb. And, oh, okay, Silver Tier, which is good, because now, hopefully we get another hint here from the Necroberry. Find axe in a late game area. Oh, brother. Alright. Axe late. Ugh. I kind of want to chase that, but it's kind of hard to chase that because 1, it could be Imperial Land, and 2, it's locked out of the seed. I don't think it is though. So my next best guess here is Sunken Continent. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna grind our spells to level 4 here. Especially Sprite. Sprite needs to get going here. We'll go ahead and get her things to level 4 as well. Your Salamander is level 4 already. Yeah, okay, so we don't have to do that. You got 10 MP? Nope. Damn. Unfortunate. I don't want to do that. I'm trying to think if I want to get Sylphid up as well. And I'm probably going to say no. Okay, Lumina should be 4 off that next cast. Or not. Okay, that's Sprite. Nope. Yeah, I'm thinking I don't need to touch Sylphid at all. Okay, that's Girl. One more for Sprite. Yep. Alright, so we're good. Yeah, I don't think I need to level Sylphid up, because the reasoning I'm saying that is because there's not that many bosses in the game that are weak to win. We know it's vanilla bosses as well. So, I mean, unless I have to go to places like Flamey Cave or Fire Palace Pedestal, I don't think I need to level up Sylphid. So, I mean, there's Dragon Worm, yeah, but Dragon Worm would be literally the only boss I would level Sylphid for. I think we'll be fine. Alright, so here's hoping Snapdragon here dies in 2 fireballs. I don't know though. Alright, 398, that's good. Dead. Nice. Okay, so we are now chasing the axe. That's why I'm here. Okay, hexes. We got swap you to Exploder. And we'll just melee her down. Yeah. Alright, so both my guys are out of MP though. But I do have 2 walnuts, so I might have to use one here. Okay, Axe Orb. Earthseed. Ugh. Okay. Alright, let me walnut Sprite here. And we'll check Watermelon. And I need to move my guys so they don't trigger his wall spell. There we go. Sprite's not in the best spot to cast, but it's okay. 220. Exploder. Salamander should spike 5 here. Yep. Did? Yes. Very nice. And having to do math on this seed and makes my brain hurt. All right, so again, we're chasing the axe because the axe might be needed. It's one of those items that just might be needed. Okay, this gnome. Gnome's good. No axe though. So now I'm thinking the axe is most likely in Pure Land or it's locked out of the seed. So with that said, I think my next play here is to check the Earthseed pedestal because that Earthseed was complexity 0. And right now I want to get out of complexity 0. So I'll throw this out. I need to sleep anyway and get gnome started. I'm going to level her gnome up a little bit eventually. Yeah, so I do want to check Earthseed pedestal. I'm just going to follow this Earthseed and see where it leads us. I don't think making the Pure Land play is feasible here. Again, because we don't have a good way of restoring MP right now, and we don't have Luna, so I don't think going to Pure Land is good right here. I do need to kill this orb though. And what I can do here is this. Did I get XP for that? I don't know if I got XP for that. I think I did. I mean, yeah, I've got enough money for like 6 walnuts, but I don't really want to blow all my money like that. I might have to. Which, I mean, the axe could be locked out of the sea for all we know. Okay, so the next boss is Fire Gigas. We might have to just use Lucent Beam here. Yeah, I'm thinking we use Lucent Beam here because Salamander is not going to be too effective here. And not to mention my Sylphid and Gnome are not leveled up, so I might as well just bust out Lumina for this next boss. Alright, I want you two to swap weapons though. Okay, he's not gonna die after that. Nope. You did? Yes. Alright. So far, so good. We got 5 seeds. We've got a level 5 Lumina on Prim. We've got level 4 Salamander on Sprite. So we're in a really good spot. Okay, so we'll check this and see what it is. Ooh, okay. Luna's good. Luna is excellent to find here. All right, so what we do is we are going to sleep first of all. I think I just give up looking for the axe right now. Yeah, I think I just give up looking for the axe here. Because chances are it's either locked out of the seed, or it's in Pure Land, or it's in somewhere like Light Palace or something. I do, however, want to grab some tiger caps for everyone and then get a couple more walnuts. I mean, we do have Luna now, yeah, but I do want at least 2 walnuts for Thunder Gigas later on. Go ahead and sell these off. Can we get anything else? Not really. Yeah, I think we're fine. I mean, I could go get a golden vest for the boy, but you two can swap back now. I'm thinking to go to Fire Palace here because we know that first orb is a gnome orb and the second orb is a lunar orb. So I'm thinking to just go to Fire Palace here. I don't think chasing the axe is worth it right now. Oh, why'd I come here? I meant to go to Fire Palace. Oops. My bad. Don't know why I went to Kakara. I meant to land here. And Pram, I might just cast speed up here. Okay, so we know this is a gnome orb. We saw it earlier. And we know that this is a lunar orb since we saw it earlier. Yep. All right, 200 bucks. All right, so let me think. I think we're on complexity 3. Ooh, Dryad Seed. We're following that too. We have to. So Earth Seed, complexity 0. That led to Luna, complexity 1. Dryad Seed, complexity 2. So we turn this in. Okay, see here, Tail, Dryad. Okay, Dryad is good because now I can focus on leveling that up instead of everything else. So see here's Tail's complexity 3. We're gonna go ahead and keep following this chain. We'll turn that in and see what it leads us to. We've got 6 seeds now. Okay, hold on. Boy. 1600. I won't have enough though. Wow. Okay. Wow, so it was Earth Seed into Luna into Dryad Seed into the Light Seed. Ew. And the Fire Seed is probably locked out of the seed. We don't know. All right, but anywho, we are going to level up Miss Dryad because now we can just use her to blow up everything in Pure Land. That way I don't have to bother with Sylphid or Salamander, or not Salamander, but Gnome. Well, speaking of Gnome, I do want to level her Gnome up. Okay, that should be his last one. The reason why I'm leveling up this Gnome is so I don't have to keep casting speed up in Pure Land. So I'm probably going to level her Gnome up to like 4. Yeah, that just hit 3. I should have 2 more Sleep Flowers, yep. And as far as Dryad is concerned, honestly, I might just level Dryad up to like 5. And that way we don't have to worry about casting that too many times. Yeah, that's... I think that was Girl, actually. Yeah, it was. You know what? Screw it. It can go to 5 for all I care. Ah. I forgot Defender has a slightly longer animation once it reaches level 4. Okay, both of these spells should hit 5 on this round. I need to level up Luna too. Okay, that should be her. Now I can focus on Sprite. Okay. We want to level up Luna because we do not want Magic Absorb draining for 1 MP. God dang it. I hit the wrong button. Oops. Let me move away from him. Shrink him. I think level 4 is good enough. Yeah, level 4 is good enough. Okay, Girl, let me set up some stuff with you before I get moving. Boy, especially I want Defender on him. We want speed up on him as well. Alright, let's go. Alright, we're good to go. We do have Walnuts for Thunder Gigas. And if I play my cards right, I only need to use the Walnuts Den. I mean, yeah, I could have leveled up Sylphid and Gnome. That's a possibility, but I mean, we got Dryad, so we don't need to level up anything else. I am gonna throw out one though. Oh, you should be dead. I'm too late to magic absorb. Oh, I guess you ain't dead. Throw this, I guess. Don't tell me you died of that. Nope. Damn, did we roll low somewhere? I think we did. Oh, you should be dead now. Yeah. We might have rolled low somewhere. Alright, Glove Orb. Undini. I mean, Undini is nice, but kind of too little too late. There are bosses here that are weak to water, but it's not really worth using at this point. Okay, he should die to two of these, right? Oh, ew. Okay, let me throw this out. I want my MP back. $300 damage fireball, level 4. That's actually pretty low. Well, actually, no, that was level 5. So that, yeah, that is low for level 5. That is quite low for level 5 on a fire weak enemy. All right, there's the boomerang. Sprite should have full MP. I want to try to drain after every boss if I can. I want to cast speed up on Sprite on this fight at some point. Ooh, nice crit. Do I have time? Yes. Alright, so far so good. I mean, yeah, we could have used Undini here, but Axbeak has magic defense, so. And Undini's level 0. Okay, there's the spear. All the weapons are here, it seems. Alright, Sprite, you should be good. Oh, you're not good. Alright, let me drain then. Alright, we refresh speed up on the boy in this fight. There we go. Whip orb. Wow, our axe was here though. So the axe apparently was locked by the sword, and thus in turn locked by the sprite, and thus in turn locked by the water seed. So we had to get the water seed in order to get to the axe. All right, Thunder Gigas. I'll throw one more just in case. I don't think he's dead. Nope. There we go. All right, Sword Orb and nothing. Okay, we want to drain in this room. I don't know if that burst kills or not. I don't think it does. Oh, it does. Okay. All right, so that is going to do it for the seed. Um. Okay, let me throw one of these up. Have to cut through these dang bushes. All right. So it looks like we're going to be getting a 109 something. Because this cutscene takes like 30 seconds, so. Um, Pretty straightforward seed. However, I can see that you can easily get sidetracked. Oh, maybe we are getting 108.50 something. All right, so 108.58 is our time. Yeah, so like I was just saying, this seed is pretty straightforward, except that it can easily sidetrack you because if you're not seeing what the seed is telling you, well, not telling you, but if you're not seeing the logical plays to make, then you can easily get sidetracked. So we started out with two characters, the boy and the girl. Started out with the javelin and the whip. Whip gets you access to the wind seed once you check the Grand Palace chest. And having the wind seed free like that means you can open up the free magic grind spot in the Wind Palace. So that is exactly what we did. Once we made our free checks, we didn't find much on our freebies aside from Lumina. We found Salamander, we found a little bit of cash in the lighthouse, and we found the wind seed. We also found the dark seed. So 2 seeds are free. And I think we found the glove. So other than that, we didn't find too much for free. But 2 seeds, Lumina, and Salamando really sets you up for boss killing early because you have the option of grinding your Lumina and Salamando, if you want, to level 2. Now, you don't have to use the Wind Palace to do that. It's just the fastest and easiest way to do it. You can also, you can always park yourself at a town like Potos and go outside and level up your magic that way. Yeah, you can do that. But I figured, you know what? I have the Wind Seed. Enemies are level 1. And I'm sitting on a Lumina that is 1 spell cast away from level 1. So I might as well just, go kill Springbeak and then open up the Wind Palace. And then get my magic up right there. So that's what I did. Now you have a situation where you have your freebies done. You have the Wind Palace open, so you can grind magic. You have a Wind Seed. Now, I imagine that a lot of runners aren't going to check Girl before doing Pandora Ruins, which is perfectly fine. I just decided to check her before Pandora Ruins because it is allowed locked items. And we want to make sure we're not missing anything, so we want to make sure we find everything that we can. So that's the reason why I checked Girl. She just happened to have a seed on her. So again, I can't say see, but I don't think most runners are going to check Girl before Pandora Ruins. They're going to check her after. So chances are they're going to have level 1 spells, and that's if they check the Grand Palace chest, which some runners might not do that either. So, who knows? Who knows? But best case scenario is you find 2 mana seeds. They're not in the most obvious free spots, but they can be found if you are diligent in going for all of your freebies. If you're diligent enough to go for your freebies, then yeah, you'll find them. But if you're lazy and don't check places like, Grand Palace chest and Girl, then yeah, you're not going to find them. So again, best case scenario is you find those 2 free seeds, one of them being the Wind Seed, so you can unlock Wind Palace, kill Springbeak, and then level your magic to level 2. And then start killing bosses with, Lucent Beam or Fire Bouquet. So my plan was to just, get all the freebies and then level my magic to level 2. And then go clear early game. It's the standard freebies into a full early game clear. Which actually works out because not only do you find the Moon Seed in Pandora Ruins, in the treasury that is, so that'll be a seed right there. If one is diligent about clearing early game fully, or as much as they can anyway, they'll eventually end up at Undini's cave and find the Water Seed, and the seed is kind of telling you, okay, go do Water Palace because you're right there. You get a free MP heal after killing Tonpole. You get a Water Seed, so go kill Jabberwocky. You also have Salamando and you have Prim. So there's really no reason not to check Water Palace right then and there because the Water Seed is literally right next to the Water Palace. There's no reason not to check that. And when we check Water Palace, we turn in the Water Seed, you find the Sprite who comes with a cutting weapon, which is necessary because the axe apparently is locked behind the sword. So Sprite is obviously required this run. We also get some money off of that check as well. So then I decided to, go get some armor for the Sprite because we don't want him taking a bunch of damage at level 1. So I stopped by Kokara, got everyone some armor, check the moon seed pedestal because again, we knew, or we had the information rather, that salamander was required to get into Moon Palace. And this is one of those seeds where it kind of rewards you for checking orbs early for the information, because eventually you'll find Gnome, you'll find Luna, you'll find, Salamander, you'll find the Moon Seed. So you turn in the Moon Seed, that doesn't lead to anything, unfortunately. But Fire Palace, which was locked by Gnome and Luna, eventually gives you the Dryad Seed, and then following the Dryad Seed gives you the Sea Hair Tail, and then turning in the Sea Hair Tail gives you the Light Seed. But before that, you have to turn in the Earth Seed. So my route, I mean, I thought my route was pretty good, honestly, because once I saw the Water Seed, I'm thinking, okay, let's just kill Water Palace because we're right here. We have Salamander. We can kill Jabberwocky in like 2 fire bouquets and get that check done in like 20 to 30 seconds. We get a Sprite, and he comes with the sword. So now I'm thinking, okay, Witch's Castle is now in logic. We can get inside. We can get a hint from the Nestle Berry. But I wanted to get armor for the Sprite and get him set up first. So then I decided to do Witch's Castle. We get a hint saying that Sylphid was in a chest. Not the most helpful hint, but it's a hint. It's actually pretty helpful because if you do your freebies fully, then you'll have opened every chest except for 6. The 2 in Witch's Castle, the 2 in Fire Palace, or 3 if you don't check that out of logic. Well, it's more like 8 because if the runner doesn't check the Sunken City chest out of logic and the Fire Palace chest out of logic, then it'll be 8 chests. And then there's the 2 chests in Light Palace, which we did not have the key to get inside. So, thankfully, Sylphid was right there in the Witch's Castle, which means you can check the Nesselberry for another hint. And then the hint said, find the axe late game. So now I'm thinking, all right, well, the axe being late can only put it in certain locations, but we have to remember it is allowed locked items. So the axe could have been locked out of the seat. But I decided to chase it because, again, the axe is one of those items that might be required to finish the run. It was not required in this case, but it could be. There is a case where, you don't chase the axe and you learn later on down the line that, oh, I need the freaking axe. So I need to go get it. So I decided to chase the axe. And like I said, axe being late game only puts it in certain locations. It can't be in Dark Palace unless it's locked out. Can't be in Doppelgangers unless it's locked out. We're locked out of, we're not locked out, but we don't have the gold key, so we can't check Light Palace. We already checked Moon Palace pedestal, nothing was there. We checked Tastica, we checked Turtle Isle. So that leaves what? Sunken Continent, Upper Grand Palace bosses, hexes, watermelon. Sunken City, if it was there, was locked out of the seed, and then there's Pierland. Pierland on a seed like this, I mean, you really don't want to do that place early, especially if you don't have Luna or Walnuts, because there's that one flag called NP Restore Disabled at level up. That one flag kind of discourages early Pure Land runs unless you have the Walnuts to get through, which, I mean, I had the money, but I felt as though spending 3,000 gold on Walnuts wasn't the right call in this situation. Spending that kind of money, I don't know. I mean, I could have like hard chased the axe, but I decided not to. After seeing the Earth Seed at Hexes, I'm thinking, you know what? Let's not chase the axe too hard because there's a chance that it's locked out of the seed. So I want to actually follow the Earth seed and see what it leads to, because the Earth seed is complexity 0. So I might as well follow that and see what it leads to. Uh, Earth seed leads to Luna. Now Luna's a pretty big pickup in this seed, so I imagine runners are going to find that eventually. Now, I can't really say that because some runners may have found the fire seed, and we don't know where the fire seed is, though. We also don't know if the fire seed was locked out or not. So we can't really say. These seeds that we collected could have been the only seeds that are available. But yeah, back to Pure Land. Whenever you have MP restoration at level up disabled, you have to be careful going to Pure Land, because you don't want to get yourself into a situation where you don't have any walnuts, you don't have Luna, and you have to kill 6 bosses. That means what you have to do is you kill a boss, you have to leave, you have to sleep at an inn somewhere, or purchase a couple of walnuts. Those walnuts might not be enough to get you through, so then you have to leave again, and it's just a vicious cycle. And that's a cycle you don't want to find yourself in. So you want to make sure you have at least like 5 walnuts, maybe 6, depending on, what spells you have available, how many mana seeds you have available, or you have Luna. Unfortunately, Luna was not in the easiest of spots to get to, but like I said, I imagine most runners will find her eventually, because we needed 7 seeds to finish this thing. And 2 seeds were locked behind that Earth seed? There was the Dryad seed, and then there's the Light seed. So I imagine, unless runners found the fire seed somewhere, which I don't know. We don't know if the fire seed was locked out or not. I imagine the Earth seed has to be turned in, because it's locking 2 other seeds. Yeah, so I don't know. I mean, I'm interested to see how other runners ran this thing. I felt as though my route was pretty good. Putting the axe search down to chase the Earth seed was the right call, because again, I'm thinking it's a possibility that the axe is locked out of the seed, and I shouldn't really be chasing it this hard. So I want to just follow this Earth seed and see what it leads to, and it led to a chain. Earth seed into Luna, into Dryad seed, into Sea Hairtail, into the Light seed for our 7th and final seed. All right, anyway, 108.58 is our time for this seed of the week, number 253. I'm crossing my fingers. Hopefully we get a vanilla long seed next week. Who knows? Again, we are at the mercy of the Marabot. I am going to go ahead and put this time in right now. It is Sunday as I'm recording this seed. So I imagine that a few of the runners might have finished this already. I don't know. So what's our time? 108.58. Right, let's see where we are so far. Okay, we got 2 other runners. Wow, first place with a 105.43. All right. So I imagine they might have taken a similar route to me if they got that time. It's a really good time, actually. And then we landed in 2nd place so far with 108.58. And then we got 3rd with a 120.05. And that's all we have right now. No one said anything about this seed yet. But yeah, this seed, honestly, this seed isn't too bad. It really isn't. You can get yourself distracted, though, by doing other checks that don't make sense. But other than that, Not a bad seed. All right, so that is it. I will see you guys next time.